A real man would have confronted me face to face. Not that I'm trying to fight or, you know what I mean, act like a tough guy. Just, hey man, as a businessman, like sit me down, man, and tell me what's up. Tell me what's on your mind.
Coward, homie. It don't matter, dog. This is the streets, homie. Yeah, own up. Okay, let's go on the ring then.
Just using me for my following, for the clout, trying to build your people off of my people, like trash, homie.
And after the death, the family needs money for funeral costs, and they put up a GoFundMe, and Big Boy donated $500. And ever since then, people are pissed.
One of the biggest pressures one can face is the pressure of having to fake who you are till you make it in life. I mean, it's tough and it creates constant fear inside of you to never ever get caught slipping, and initially turns it into a full-time job. This acting always gets caught and exposed at the finish line. Okay. Familiar with the movie Training Day by Denzel Washington and his trainee who is being introduced with Big Boy, the founder of Strength Cartel. Instead of him being a cop under his mask, he was just an average chubby kid who grew up in a friendly neighborhood and enjoyed playing Need for Speed Most Wanted while munching on Doritos.
He might be a school shooter, my nigga, I'm telling you.
The past months, Big Boy had experienced one of his biggest downfalls in his life as he just got exposed for faking his image that he is a hardcore Mexican gangster who no one shouldn't mess with. And yet maybe you can't mess with Big Boy, but the ideology that he is pure gangster and grew up in the ghetto is completely false.
We would have fans come up. Fans would come up, man, I love you guys, man. You guys changed my life. All happy, all this. We take a picture with him. He'd be like, yeah, oh yeah, homie. Yeah, what's up, homie? Yeah. Hey, homie, yeah, appreciate.
Dude, damn, he's all Navy down.
What's up, big dog?
That's a bad dude. Let's crack it. Let's crack it.
Like shaking the, yeah. That's Big Boy, right? His fake ass face with his fake ass smile. Hey, what's up, homie? Hey, homie, yeah, homie. Yeah, he gets like a little soft voice. When Big Boy does the soft voice, he's fake as fuck. That's 100, you know what I'm saying? And bro, that poor fan would come up showing so much love, covered in SC merch, get a picture, get an autograph, take off. And even my boy Inkman Mondo can vouch for this. Even everyone can vouch for this. The dude would just talk shit about people. Just talk shit about his own fans. Disrespectful, clown ass fool, dog. And that's not what you boys about, I mean.
In this video, I'll be giving up my take on Big Boy as a person. He's come up in the industry and drawing up into a conclusion on what the goal he wanted to hit through his false identity he put out to the internet was. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more Titan Physique content. And disclaimer, this content has no intent to be involved in any gang-related activities or to initially disrespect anyone mentioned in this video. I'm just giving out the whole story behind Big Boy and what could possibly be the reason why he did what he did. But enough yapping, let's start the video. In order for y'all to actually get this whole story of Big Boy finally being called out by Joey Stacks, Pitbull, and other various influencers that Big Boy had worked with on Big Boy being a fraud, boring. Let's first start with the very first big collaborator Big Boy had linked with, Rich Piana. So I want y'all to listen carefully on my opinion on how the initial plan of Big Boy choosing a Betrayal as one of the biggest gangsters when not actually being one of the biggest gangsters started. So when we reverse back in the early ages of YouTube, when Rich Piana was still alive and held the scene with his authentic personality and extreme measures of training, in which was very entertaining to watch at that time. But one thing not a lot of viewers noticed about Rich Piana during his early days in life and later days in the content creation era was the 360 change in Rich Piana's image, whereby he covered his whole body with tattoos and dressed a certain way as if he was a cartel or an average biker gang, in hopes for Rich Piana to put up an image of looking as a feared person and not messed with, and this pursuit of trying to achieve this persona was 100% confirmed by Rich's close friend Mac Truck.
Everybody that was around him, we always talk bad about him. I'm like, man, we need to fire this motherfucker, fire that motherfucker, get rid of this person. Been like, nah, they constantly posting and stuff. So he wanted to have this tough exterior in fitness. He brought it there too. Nobody was bigger than life than Rich. He brought that image, but it was just an image, you know? Like, it went as far as he was like, Mac, what do you think? I know a good surgeon if he just put like the scar across my neck like I've been slit at the throat. It'll look bad. So it'll look crazy as
Even though Rich Piana was still a genuine guy because that was where his heart was, false image pursuit manifested to Rich Piana doing drugs like crystal meth in hopes to live up the dream of being a pure badass.
And the drugs, that's how I knew his time was numbered because I knew his addiction was heavy. And he'd be like, man, I just can't, it's hard because I can afford any drug I want in any amount. I said, yeah, just because you can don't mean that you should. So that was our problem. I was the one constantly tugging at him like, nah, leave that shit alone. Let's go have a drink. Nah, he had liquor in the house and never even touch it, that he'd just use for a skit. It was a Bud Light can that followed us to like 3 different houses this fool lived in. Like, why you keep bringing that fucking can? You know, but it was just the drugs. I knew that was gonna be his way out.
People can say how they want that Rich never wanted to be seen in a hood manner, but this pursuit he had is actually officially confirmed, meaning that the info is fully backed with factual evidence. Fast forward and Rich Piana created his brand 5% Nutrition after his original Love It Kill It merchandise. 5% initially was meant to always give everything an extra 5% more, but I don't know the exact definition to that. But the brand actually had another meaning, which was a name owned by gang members in prison. Rich Piana was worn by Mac Truck on the attractions as a brand name could bring due to its root being from gangsterism. Rich Piana wasn't fazed by this, as it was what he wanted to have his brand to be seen as a hardcore gang that shouldn't be messed with, in which his athletes affiliated with 5% Nutrition were mostly tatted. And yeah, jumping into stereotyping people is not good, but to have all your athletes being tatted from head to toe shows there should be some form of image portrayal within the brand, and this is where Big Boy comes in.
Yeah, still was like, okay. And still, Rich didn't believe in 5%. And he wanted to be 5%. And I kept telling him, like, Rich, that's a bad name. I said, do you know what 5%er is?
Right, it's stemming from New York, right? Yeah.
It's a 5% Muslim in a prison. It's a prison term. So it'll be dudes coming to the booth that had just got out.
I thought the same thing when I first heard about it.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, I'm trying to escape that part. Like, I said, do you know what this is? He thinking it's like the 1%er motorcycle club. I'm like, Rich, it's bigger than that. So his guys, fresh out of prison, come to expos, man, I'm a 5%er too. I just did time and such. He's like, yeah, that's good, buddy. That's good. I'm like, he don't know what the fuck he signed us up for.
So after explaining the whole concept of betrayal, take it as Rich Piana invited Big Boy as he saw that he could be a good athlete to the team to portray as a Mexican gangster of the 5% team. But in reality, Big Boy is just an ordinary dude who grew up in an okay environment, not a ghetto environment. So with Big Boy being part of Rich Piana's vision to become a badass looking squad, which there's no problem, as Rich Piana never said he was from the hood, but just slightly portrayed as if he was from it. One day Big Boy felt that he wanted to try his own thing on the side and asked Rich if he could create his own little merchandise. Rich Piana kindly accepted, but a few weeks later Rich Piana flips out that Big Boy had fully abandoned his role of also pushing 5% Nutrition, instead went full-fledged on his own brand. And it's not that Rich didn't want Big Boy to do his own thing. It was because Strength Cartel producing a somewhat same persona as 5% Nutrition, in which initially became a competition for both of the influencers. And apparently Rich Piana was plotted to be sent goons to murk Rich Piana and his belongings, and also his wife at that time, I think her name was Sarah, was an undercover working with Big Boy to help destroy Rich Piana's brand so that Big Boy can get the win and raw dog Rich Piana as if he was his son. So with this, Rich Piana moved out from his area for his safety. So overall, to sum it up between Rich Piana and Big Boy, is that Rich Piana called in Big Boy to help push the brand 5% and also help Big Boy gain recognition, which was overall a 50-50 deal. But Big Boy was selfish and wanted everything to himself. Big Boy had free will to literally leave and run his own empire, but to literally like bribe someone else's wife to steal from their husband so that they can win the competition in the merchandise market is completely sick and probably ruined Rich Piana's perception of what love is. It's like literally all bro wanted to do was literally bail people up and like, yeah, he's not perfect. He wanted to look intimidating with his tattoos, but he was still a genuine beast.
I got into the industry thing because of Rich Piana. He actually reached out to me when I just started my Instagram, maybe within a few weeks of having it. He reached out to me and told him to hit me up, or told me to hit him up, and that's what I did. And from there on, he kind of like put me on, and I watched how he built his brand. And then when I branched off, you could say, you know, I took the game, the business side of it, and utilized it in my business, you know.
It's funny that you brought him up because the first time I heard about Strength Cartel, we were shooting with him for the film Generation Iron 2.
Okay.
And I think it was a situation where it was a rumor that's going on that you and him had a fallout or something like that.
Yeah.
Is that truth to that or no?
Yeah, definitely true. Yeah. I've actually spoke about it on my YouTube channel. It was actually my first official video when we had that falling out. I had put a video out there, and yeah, to make the long story short, I was with his brand, his clothing supplement brand.
5%, right?
Yeah, 5%. And he always told me like, hey, whenever you want to do clothing, just let me know, I'll be okay with it. So that's what I did. I came to him out of respect as a man, you know what I mean? I don't have to come to him, but out of respect for someone that helped me out, I came, hey Rich, is it okay if I start doing my own clothing? And yeah, he gave me his blessings. Like, yeah, go ahead, big boy. I got no problem with that. Like I said, when you want to do your own clothing, all good. So I went about and started doing that, and I guess it bothered him. You know what I mean? Even though he gave me the permission, not that I need permission, but out of respect, I got his permission. Yeah, out of loyalty and respect. If you would have said no, maybe my answer or what I would have done would have been different. You know what I mean? But he gave me the blessings. Go ahead, big boy, do that. So that's what I did. And in return, he didn't show me the same respect. You know, he texted me at 3 a.m., like in the middle of the night. And to me, I took that like as disrespect. Like, you can't either call me or sit me down man to kind of let me know, hey, you know what, it's not gonna work out. I don't like that you have your own brand. Instead, he texted me at 3 a.m. and I took that personal and as disrespect. So that's how we kind of had the falling out. You know, and to be let go at 3 a.m. in a text message, that's not how a man gets down. That's not how a businessman gets down. That's not how anything should go down. So, you know what I mean? I picked up the phone, called him the next day, and let him know how I felt, man, that, you know, real man would have confronted me face to face. Not that I'm trying to fight or, you know what I mean, act like a tough guy. Just, hey, man, as a businessman, like, sit me down, man, and tell me what's up. Tell me what's on your mind. You know, don't text me in the middle of the night while I'm asleep, you know? That's making me feel violated.
One more question about it. The rumor is, and you can address it or not,
yeah.
It's up to you, but the rumor is the reason, because he used to live in LA.
Yeah,
and then he suddenly moved to Florida. And the rumor is also because of the Strength Cartel, because...
Yeah, I don't know, dog. I mean, I'm not him. I don't know why he made that decision. I can't, you know, I can't speak on that. I don't know the answer. Only he knows. Rest in peace, and you know, I guess it's going down that way, you know, to the grave.
But to hear that anger switch to pain was crazy. You know, and then it goes back to when Big Boy say that Rich dropped him for him selling merchandise. Rich didn't drop him for selling merchandise. He didn't drop him for selling merchandise. Me and Rich had a conversation about that. He told me that he let him go with a text, close to 3 o'clock in the morning, because he was, and I ain't gonna say allegedly, because Rich didn't like the fact that he was at the booth trying to move gear. So if we gonna say and keep on lying to the peoples on why he got dropped, that Rich didn't want to see him grow, it's total bullshit. It's total bullshit. That's the reason. And this was out of Rich's mouth. Because I was wondering why he let dude go. Because when me and Rich patched our friendship back up after our big blow up in Ohio, I was only around Big Boy that one expo. And I could say I witnessed the shit with my own eyes, but it was none of my business. And I ain't even bring it to Rich's attention. Rich he already known about it. He already seen it himself. He already had people in the booth see it. That's why he let him go. Because Rich didn't want to conduct that type of business and nobody venue and no establishment, because it had nothing to do with him. And that could have potentially got Rich cracked. That could have got Rich cracked, me cracked, Viking cracked, the girls cracked. Everybody that's wearing that brand could have got cracked and brought into that situation. And I ain't saying we all would have went down for slanging some gear. No, we all would have been going down for questioning and all of this shit. And 10 out of 10 times, I ain't got nothing to say to those people. So guess what they would have did with my black ass? They would have kept going, stressing me out to where that they would have kept and held my black ass as long as they possibly can before they let me go.
That's the thing, is people that come and do something like this to someone else for no fucking reason deserve to fucking die. They don't deserve to live on the planet. If I did something to you first, that's fine, it makes sense. All I did was fucking do good things for you, take care of you. And in return, you fucking fuck me? Yeah, Big Boy stole from me, but we're not married. We don't live together. We're not having sex every night. We didn't agree to fucking be partners. We didn't fucking agree to love each other forever. We didn't are you fucking kidding me? You're 1,000,000 times worse than Big Boys. And you fucking connive behind my back with a friend of mine and get him in on it to fucking help you fucking connive and fucking rip me off? And now you're living in my house and everything's just fine? Like, what's going on in your head? Like, what kind of fucking person are you? And you just lay in my bed every night and fucking hug me, and after what the fuck you did? Like, what the fuck? Like, and you sit there and watch these shows at night and you're like, oh my God, I can't believe he's crazy. Like, what the fuck? Look in the fucking mirror. The fuck are you? Are you fucking kidding me right now? Talking about these fucking people. Oh my God, there's so many crazy. You're fucking, I can't even believe the fucking shit you've done. It doesn't even make any fucking, I can't even fucking understand it. I can't even begin to fucking understand it. I'm still carrying all my fucking money in my fucking pants. Count it every fucking minute of the day.
To not to be harsh in the comments, but I didn't know that, Rich was going through that type of stuff to where that Big Boy was having her steal from him or whatever the case may be and all of this, because it makes a lot of sense now on why behind the scenes, y'all that know me and Rich was having a real strained brotherhood, and we was bumping heads heavily for a few months before it came to social media. I didn't know that, and it makes sense because it came to the point where he felt like he couldn't trust anyone, right? So I'm like, damn. So I heard that, and for the first time since that expo, I feel like, damn, my brother went through a lot of bullshit, a lot of betrayal on his last couple years on him in his universe.
2,000 years later.
So fast forward today, Big Boy experiences the exact same thing he did to Rich Piana nearly a decade ago, leaving his brand to begin their own brand. A guy named Pitbull, who was affiliated with Big Boy for a while, decided to leave Strength Cartel and start his own thing, and Big Boy flipped out and has tension with him. This is literally karma. Like, there's no way that you cannot see this. The exact same thing Big Boy did to Rich Piana is happening to him also. So I'm sure now he knows how Rich Piana felt.
Pitt decided to start his own brand, which I have no problem with that. As a man, if he feels that that's his next step in life, then I have no problem with that. But he went behind my back, the team's back, and did it in a very scandalous way. He went out on social media, YouTube, and basically broadcasted that he was gonna start his own brand, his own merchandise, without letting any of us know. I personally was not on YouTube to see that. I didn't look at his page until my brother, Big Ed, and Topo had brought it to my attention and told me if I had seen this. And I said no. So, man, I was very, very hurt because Pitbull was not only like a friend, he was a brother to me, and also one of our best teammates that we had. And I thought his loyalty was 100% to me and Strength Cartel. And if he was going to branch out, I would think he would have enough courtesy and love to tell me man to man. So that's what really, really hurt me, is that he knows how much I pride myself coming to somebody and letting them know I appreciate everything you've done, but I have to go my own ways. And I would have not taken it in a hard way at all. But because he went behind my back and didn't allow anyone to know what he was doing and snuck around us, that's what really hurt me, and to me lost my respect. I mean, he lost any respect that I had. We've been together on this grind for so long that I would think he had enough courtesy to let me know. So
Big Boy has been exposed that he wasn't authentic in the first place this whole time. He just wanted things for himself, and would be exposed that he only did collabs with influencers like Kali Muscle just to help him make more money, to his brand in a form of promotion, and to make matters worse with his selfish greed and success. Big Boy only donated $500 to an old friend who had passed away, rest in peace. Meanwhile, Big Boy has at least over $500,000 in his pocket. But fans brought out how this doesn't show authenticity, as the friend who passed away, rest in peace, as I said, didn't have a good financial background with his family. But just to open your heart as a human being to just lend at least $10,000, in which he could probably make in 2 weeks or even like a day, is just diabolical, and had officially confirmed that Big Boy was never a real person at all. Bro, it's just a full-on NPC, bro. Like, you could bump that guy and like he would just be like, you get the gist.
And he went over to the house in Norwalk, where her brother lived. And they were having a conversation in the backyard, and this is what the surveillance footage shows. It shows David and her having a conversation in the backyard. And then during that conversation, Ricardo comes outside. Big Wicked puts his hands up because he sees the gun. And Ricardo shoots him in the stomach. Big Wicked holds his stomach, goes down. The sister, Ricardo's sister, Raquel, her and the brother go inside the house. They leave Big Wicked there, lying there on the floor, holding his stomach in a pool of blood for 3 to 4 minutes. I don't know what they were doing inside the home. And then they came out, they put him in a car, and she drove him to the hospital in Norwalk, drops him off in the parking lot, leaves him there. He was found in the hospital parking lot with a pulse, so he was still alive. They tried to revive him, and then later, unfortunately, he passed away. Well, unfortunately, he died. Tragically, he was killed. And after the death The family needs money for funeral costs, and they put up a GoFundMe, and Big Boy donated $500. And ever since then, people are pissed. I'm talking on my videos that I put up, thousands of comments saying, what kind of piece of shit donates $500 to the charity of his brother? He was a brother to Big Boy. He was close to him. Went to prison together, was on his channel, helped him with his business, helped him selling merchandise, supplements, everything. How could Big Boy only donate $500? People are pissed. They're going to all of Big Boy's videos, every single one he puts up. There's people pissed off about the $500. They see him driving around in Lamborghinis, flashy cars, and like, this guy's driving a fucking Lamborghini, and he's only donating $500? Meantime, the family needs the money. They want to bury somebody they loved. They don't understand it.
And to make things worse, Big Boy got exposed by Joey Stacks on Big Boy lying on spending 5+ years. I think he said he spent 10 years in prison, and many other factors which completely ruined Big Boy even more.
The prison paperwork, and he's letting you know exactly the breakdown on what it is. But from what I took of the video, it's like this. So Calvin, Mr. fucking, hey, I'm a fucking ex-convict. I want convict in the back of my Bugatti as well. Actually did less than 3 years in prison. Now, 1 day is too many days. I'll explain that to you. So I ain't mad at that situation. Shit. But when you have a personality and you're putting on this image like you're a hardcore ex-convict, that you've been to like Quentin and Folsom and Chino and High Desert and Pelican Bay, and your ass was at McFarland, you better stop it, right? You know, now, when this man was first locked up, from what the paperwork showed, it looked like a home invasion. It looked like he was actually arrested with a crime partner out of the San Clemente area for a home invasion. Now, at the time, it looks like his crime partner was pretty much with the business. It looks like his crime partner was someone out there making power moves wearing shower shoes, right? With Big Boy, it looks like he was just a hang around, someone who was around the wrong type of person, someone that I'm sure his mother and father told him, don't be hanging around those type of people, stupid. But he did. And the stupidity in it is he got caught up for a lightweight home invasion and immediately posted bond. He had $1 million bond. So that means 10% of that was $100K. And immediately within a day, he was able to post that $100K. Now, you got to understand, he wasn't the Big Boy that we know now. So he didn't have the Strength Cartel. He didn't have the money. He wasn't riding around in Range Rovers. He wasn't doing any of that.
So overall, Big Boy, as of recently, since when no one doesn't want to work with him, being that he was exposed, is now posted up with Wes Watson, who is currently, I think, facing life in jail, as that's his last resort in him to hang out with the depths of baby poop.
This whole time, you've been talking shit about me behind my back, just using me for my following, for the clout, trying to build your people off of my people, like trash, homie, trash. Just like you do with Cali Muscle, just like you do with all the other influencers, bro. You ain't genuine, not even a little bit.
One-on-one, man-to-man, dog. Look it, man-to-man, spoke up on me.
Look at, I spoke the truth.
Yeah, so get down on me, man-to-man, dog. Hey, dog, no one needs to jump in, dog. Own up to what you said, dog. Own up to what you said, dog. And throw hands, homie.
Put it right there, homie.
Own up to what you said and throw hands, dog.
Homie.
Own up to what you said and throw hands, homie.
This is what you gonna get right here.
Yeah, see, dog, coward, homie. It don't matter, dog. This is the streets, homie. Yeah, own up. Okay, let's go in the ring then, homie. Let's go in the ring. If that's what you want to do, is go in the ring.
270 in the ring. I only have 506, 507K right now. And I'm getting 20,000. Matter of fact, my last picture, and I don't even post. Why? Because I have a real fucking job. I have 3 kids. I have 5 fucking companies. And I like to take my time and not stress. My last post was back in May. I didn't post all of June and I didn't post in July. But I got 21,000 likes on my shit. Real likes, all right? And he might have real likes, but he definitely don't have no real followers.
Bye, have a great time.